Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another race for our group round. My name is Natara, and I'm going to be one of your two commentators for today. With me is the lovely Dijon Ketchup. Hello.
Hello.
We
That's
have
me.
that is you. We have Neo Barty, whose name I'm going to continually mispronounce, is on Restream, and Xenocat is tracking for us. So this should be an excellent time. Um, for those who don't know, both of our racers today are 2-0. So what does that mean for our racers in terms of this match, Dijon?
It means that one of these people is going to go 3-0 and go straight to the table. And then the other, who will be at a still very respectable 2-1, will go to the magma stage.
So that sounds really excellent. So a lot is on the line for these, especially if you look at some of the other racers who have gone to the magma stage. And I have been advised that magma stage looks vaguely terrifying. So everyone's going to be working very hard to get to our table.
Yeah, magma is stacked.
So Magma's also going to be a really good time to watch once we get there because of such good racers. But yeah, we're going to see who makes it. And we've already got our objectives there. We have our usual Forge the Crystal. We have some very rude boss spots, being the Vanilla White Spear Altar and the Baron Castle Throne, plus the Queen of the Town of Monsters. Now, speaking of monsters, which monster was the person who rolled this seed?
Um, I think it was our. I'm not actually sure who was the one who rolled it.
Yeah, it was me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's you.
Except
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. So this is seems like my typical rudeness, and we'll find out shortly whether it was or not.
Yeah,
But
I hope you like bosses in um, not not fun slots.
listen, they have Porum there to start. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, Porum's the best white mage in this game, right?
What do you mean? What could
Right?
possibly go wrong? It's Porum, not
Yeah.
Bugsy.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, the match hasn't even started, and we're already trashing on poor Porum. You've got this. I have faith in you. I can't wait to see who she is gonna have with her.
And what item to start with?
Come on, be something not actually useful. Listen, we all love root seeds here. And we want to
Yep.
make it hard for these two competitors.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Magma Keys starts this tournament.
Oh, that's not mean at all. Well, that can be really mean, actually, because it just gives you too much choice.
It also means that some of the fun bosses like Valvalis and Golbez can be uh, all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, in the moon boss spot. Oh, it's Cecil. Oh,
Well, that
Demas.
no demist hunt tonight.
No, but it does mean that if they think their key item is that they're looking for is hidden behind Demas, uh, they're gonna have to get that Baron key.
Well, guess what? They started with it.
Well, there you go. Definitely no hunt. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that actually gives them accessibility to one of their key items or their boss fights already. They just need to get, enough party members and strong enough to defeat the Odin spot.
Indeed.
Okay, let's see where they both go first.
Slippery gonna drop back down at Baron.
Yeah, and Cassidy doing my typical move when you have free characters, which is running straight to Mysidia, which gives you 2 free characters to start, including another Porum, it looks like. Oh, an Edge.
So we're at like 50% vanilla.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with another Cecil in the inn. That's good. We're stacking this with Cecil's.
There's a free ice claw for Slippery.
Oh, that's nice.
No Yangs, though.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, I believe Edge can equip those claws, but there's rarely a point. Ooh, life potions already. Good.
Yeah, he just has to go to Mysidia first.
Yeah, exactly. Which he is. So,
There you go. Cassidy going all the way out to Damsian and gonna get some free loot.
Loot. And you do also, if he is going all the way through, get a character here.
And the hovercraft.
Yes, so all very good options to get, especially from the get go. Oh my gosh, are those Octopath names? I love it.
You know, I just started playing Octopath the other night.
Oh, that's awesome. I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Indeed, going back for the free character,
Oh,
and
I want it to be another Cecil.
well,
Oh,
all right,
it is another Cecil.
nice,
Yeah.
good call on that one.
And yes, in response to chat, they are correct. You only need two twins in order to use the twin cast. It does not have to be a Palom and a Porum. It just has to be two twins. So if you happen to get duplicates, you're still set. So that's really good for our double Porum party.
Sometimes a family can be two Porums and a Cecil.
And like three Cecils. Well, this will be good if we can find some Cecil gear, but because we've collected this many, that's not going to happen.
But if you have two Cecils, you can just keep one down as an anchor.
Yeah, absolutely. And Two Porum's twin magic is not always inferior to having a Palom there. It depends on the gear that you can get for Porum. So if you can, say, find a tiara and put that on one of those Porums, you are set.
Well, both runners going to check the watery pass.
Mm-hmm. Couple free chests and a character, so that's always nice. Unless it's like a fourth Cecil. Oh no, it's a punch mage. Getting us a yang. I have a feeling that both of our racers are going to take yang. But we'll see. It'll be interesting.
They do have that Ice Claw. Well, Slippery does. I don't think Cassidy got it.
Yeah. And when you
Oh,
have that many like duplicate Cecils, you don't that.
so Cassidy getting rid of Cecil for the Yang. Didn't see Slippery's decision on that. Cassidy changed his mind on leaving. Oh, when Cassidy finds Star Veils. those are definitely useful.
It's always good when you start talking when your mic is muted. So Star Veils are particularly good because they're a Japanese-only item, so you don't get them in the US version. And they give you a wall on yourself when you use it, so that can be really incredibly helpful in so many fights.
Yep, they are one of those things that you really want to make sure you find. Slippery exploring the antlion cave.
Oh, looks like we got another edge on Mount Hobbs. Don't know what boss was there. Oh, random encounters are on. Interesting. I personally am not sure why you would turn on encounters on Mount Hobbs, but I'm sure there is a good reason.
Well, is it?
Oh,
the
it's
alt
the Alt
gauntlet?
Gauntlet. Of course. That makes total sense now that you say it. Hear me thinking encounters are on. Natara, please! Ooh, and Mega Sister is at Antlion. That's not a bad space for them. The Mega Sisters can be problematic because of the group spell they cast. You want to get rid of the middle sister first, Cindy. She's the one who will resurrect the other ones, but in the Antlion spot, especially with a Gaia drum, easy peasy.
Yeah, Gaia Drum, don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Love those J items when you get them early. Quake is just such a good spell. It can't be reflected, and it's multiple enemies. So unless they're floating, ooh, Stardust Rod.
Yeah, it's not progression, but it's a nice piece of equipment to have.
If you're gonna get non-progression from one of these boss fights, and you have any amount of mages that can use it, Stardust Rod is one of those pieces of gear you want to see. I think it's the best black mage weapon, and if you use it as an item, it casts Stardust spell, which can multi-party attack. So, ooh, Siren.
Yeah, free Siren for Cassidy in the Chocobo Forest that not a lot of people check.
Yep. There's a carrot in that spot in the vanilla game.
Delicious, delicious carrots.
Ooh, Ashura. So we know Ashura is not in her canonical spot down in the Cave of Summoned Monsters. No, they cannot get a Fusoya. These flags have Fu completely turned off, so he does not exist.
Sir, not appearing in this seed.
Yeah, he is a proud mop on the moon.
Who likes Cecils?
Apparently, yeah. Apparently this seed. Everyone.
But definitely better finding Ashura in this first spot rather than on the back attack spot on the bridge.
Yep, definitely much easier to handle here. Ooh, using that dart, very nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage, but unless you're gonna get a wall or purposely manipulate Ashura, then you gotta try and out-damage her before that Cure 4 comes out, or honestly in this spot, a Cure 3. So we're getting the Star Veils on Cassidy's side, which you use them in order to bounce a wall from your character onto Ashura. So any sort of curing she does will bounce right back onto you, not always effectively.
Indeed.
Ooh, so it looks like Slippy Stream was behind, and we have no idea who was in the Mylon Z spot, but at least we have a Luca Key and a Paladin now?
Apparently, wasn't a big problem for Slippery.
Yeah. Wonder if it's an easy boss or just good party. We'll see shortly.
Ooh, do we have leg or elements?
Element. What a spot for them.
Yeah, it's not a very threatening slot.
No, I always kind of love it when you take what can be an incredibly difficult boss and put them in one of the easiest spots. You're like, oh no, the elements. What will I do? One punch, they'd like, oh no, we're sorry.
So now he knows that he's not going to have to face elements in a dicey spot. And he
Yep.
also knows if he sees that boss sprite again, it's going to be leg.
Leg for real. No leg fake outs here. And now we have Paladin Cecil. So this is where Cecil becomes useful outside of being just an agility anchor. Okay, now we can see who that second boss was. Oh, it's the Kaipo guards. Yep, that explains it.
Another a free boss. One
Yep.
you would usually want to see in a later, more difficult slot, but
Yeah, this one's the opposite of the elements. This is one you want to see in a harder spot because it's, even though it's boss enough to be swapped around, they are just random encounter enemies, so they can be status ailment, they can be stopped with an hourglass if you happen to find one. It's incredibly useful.
and if you get rid of all three of the soldiers, the general just retreats.
Yeah. And if you have enough life potions and it's a good spot, you can use that for experience using the life glitch.
Also, a fun little thing, if you defeat the general, the soldiers will start attacking each other in confusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of silly.
In that amazing sort of way. Okay, now we have Cecils for everyone. And by Cecils, I mean Pally Cecils for everyone.
Seasonal Online.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Slippery has decided to do Fabool. See what's in there.
Slippery may have been on autopilot to go check Sheila and then realized she's not going to give him anything.
Nope. One of the strategies you can do is to fade Fabool and hope you don't have to come here until you have the pen, and then you can do it all at once. But sometimes you just have to come here because you have no other spots to check, and so progression is there. Plus, our beautiful nope rope.
That is a nope rope.
You have no idea how free enterprise works? Well, that's why we're here to help. So free enterprise is an open world randomizer where you start with 2 characters, hopefully a key item, and an airship, and you get to explore the world with the bosses shuffled around. And in the generic kind of general base randomizer, you would collect the key items so you can get what you need in order to defeat the final boss, Threemus. But there are a lot of different ways that you can shuffle things around, increase or decrease difficulty, have different items, and even have different objectives. You can just set it so you collect a certain amount of things and then you win. So there's a lot of different options and a lot of really easy flag sets. So if you're interested, definitely go and check out the website as posted in chat by Kitty. It's a super fun game, and I think it's an amazing community. So definitely come hang with us. We'll help you. And then you can compete next time if you like that sort of thing.
So, Slippery easily handling that Ogopogo. Not a bad spot to find the nope rope. and for his troubles, he gets a pass.
which is super useful. With that pass, you get a free pass, ha ha ha, to the final boss Zeromus. That's not useful if you've not yet gotten the crystal, which is needed in order to be able to change him to his final form. And the objectives we have, our racers have to complete 3 out of 4 of those objectives in order to receive the crystal. But at least 2 parts of the puzzle of finishing this game is to get one way to the moon to fight Zeromus, whether it be the darkness crystal to summon the whale, or to use the pass so you can go straight to the boss. So having one part of that puzzle is incredibly helpful. It really can change your strategy as well.
Of course, the pass could become redundant, considering the vanilla White Spear altar could end up being their last objective, which is on the moon.
Yep.
Pretty close to where Zeromus is.
Basically right next door. So yeah, absolutely. If that ends up being the last objective spot they have to complete, then yeah, you would just go up there, defeat that boss if it's one they can defeat at the time, which if they're ready to go to the final boss, they should be, and then they can go right to Zeromus. So yeah, absolutely. Could be totally redundant, but might not be.
How's the Octomom swimming in stone flooring?
Listen, we don't question the octopus. The octopi do what the octopi does, and we just don't question it. They are powerful beyond our words.
You're just saying that because you're in the pocket of big octopi.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Listen.
Slippery making his way through the back door in Baron, using that key that our runners started with. Not going to be able to go to the basement throne just yet, but he'll take on the Demist, which gives him a free check later on.
Ooh, Magma Key from the Baron Inn. That is underground access without needing to take the hook route. And considering our objective we're not looking for any specific boss, just access to spots, there is literally no reason to go there unless they want to check the shop or the character there. But otherwise, that's a relief to find.
Yeah, especially since they know where the Demist is, so they don't have to go through there looking for it in order to get a check.
Exactly. So yeah, literally no reason. And yeah, if you can clear the Demist out of this spot, that again, super helpful because that is potentially another key item. One of the modes in this flag set is called no free item, which means rather than going to Toroya and talking to Edward in the bed where he gives you have access to that right at the beginning because you have an airship and you get your free key item potentially, we have that turned off for a little bit more difficulty. So instead, you have to find and defeat Threemus. And once you've done that, then you can go to the town of Mist where Rydia's mother will be and get a key item. Also, vanilla alert. We have a vanilla turtle.
Indeed. Obligatory, where's Daphis?
Yeah. Is this even randomized? Listen, I always got you. Yeah, Dathis is the person who frequently gets vanilla spots, right? I just wanted the vanilla turtle. We can still blame Dathis, though. I'm okay with that. We'll tell nobody tell Dathis, but we're blaming him.
Cassidy about to find a Demist fight and a vanilla turtle of his own. Keidatsu hiding in a shell on Slippery's side.
Good sign. That means he's getting low enough on HP value that he's healing up, which is good. You don't want to see waves because, especially near the beginning of the fight, because those do damage to your party based on the remaining amount of HP that Kainazo has. So if you find Kainazo in a high HP spot, that can be incredibly scary. Having your lits lined up correctly to scare him and interrupt that wave is very important in those situations.
Yeah, it seems like Slippery didn't have any lightning to deal with the waves, but it doesn't seem like they came up anyway.
No, doesn't seem to have needed them.
Slippery gonna pass on the cane.
Nice.
Cassidy gets through his demist fight.
That is interesting. I never pass on cane, or very rarely. But sometimes you have your party and you're set. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, does Slippery still have Yang?
Excellent question, which I cannot answer because that would require me to remember things. Ooh, the
Oh, there's a
pan.
pan. Slippery does still have Yang? Okay. See, I would have replaced Yang with Kane. That
Me
almost
too.
rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going straight for that demist check.
Straight adjacent. Yang is actually a really great character, but the problem is he needs to level up to get that. He is good independent of having gear.
Spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just need a bard. Because at this stage, we have the spoon flag turned on. So Edward, your boy Edward, can equip the spoon, which has a base 255 damage for it. Damage power, I should say.
It is incredible, but with the edges that they have anyways, it is the best throwing item. So it is also a good thing to keep, either if you get a tough boss in a spot you need to do some quick damage to, or save it for Zeromus.
Yeah, the problem with Edward is he doesn't have the best of stats, and particularly his HP, even if you level up the entire party really high, he's still going to have low HP, and generally you won't see him surviving some of Zeromus's attacks.
Unless you can strategically have him hide. There are definitely people who have figured out the strats in order to bring just straight no levels Edward to the Zeromus fight, and he can solo Zeromus, and it's incredible. I wouldn't have even thought it possible before community members figured out how to do it. So it's again with the you give speedrunners and randos and give them some restrictions, and goodness will they find ways to just make things work.
Cassidy grabbing his pan while Slippery is taking on the Baron Inn.
Yeah, tracing back over a lot of their steps currently, but we're gonna start seeing some new checks soon. With both of them having that pan, that is actually, with the magma key that Cassidy has. After checking the demist spot, I can see him going immediately underground and immediately down into the stealth cave, because that is a whole bunch of checks right away, very quickly. So that could be a lot of things unlocked.
Yeah, getting that pan and taking it down to the underground gives you 3 free checks, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's free and yeah, very quick to check.
And indeed, Slippery going to go toss that magma key down a well
Yep.
after
Hmm.
checking shops.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Cassidy has not checked the antlion spot yet, so going to do that before hopping underground, which I think is a good call. It's one of those checks that if you don't do it early enough, it's so easy to forget that you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, definitely. It's usually one of the first things that runners will check.
Yeah, because generally speaking, it doesn't matter what party you have, you can usually handle what's in there. Not always, but usually.
Yeah, you can find some interesting things down there sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly interesting if you don't have the right party members. And Slippery going
Going
straight for the pan.
Yeah, there's really no reason you would do anything else first once you have access to the pan like this. Again, it is 3 free key items, and going to the Feymarch before you think you can defeat one of the spots there is not a great idea because you know in this circumstance you are going to have to go back when you can defeat the Ashura spot. So it's probably better to wait a little bit longer in this case.
But there is also the free check in the chest down there.
Oh, yes, but I wouldn't want to go down there twice if I had other options, is what I'm saying. Better to do it all at once, especially where doing this and immediately already have the Earth Crystal.
Yeah, that's a lot of reasons to go back up to the surface.
Yep.
Uh, but Slippery first going to check the Feymarch. Yeah, you've got that free item check down there. Always check
Yeah,
your freebies.
yeah, and that's fair.
Plus, with Queen of the Town of Monsters on the objective list, probably wants to see what he's up against.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, always good to have more information for sure. And depending on what it is, there is a chance they can defeat it now. Unlikely because even a lot of the easy bosses become hard in that spot. But again, these are both two Furrows runners, so they are both very skilled. So if anyone can do it, I could see it being one of these two.
I mean, who knows? Could find a water hag down there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then you just have to survive a few hits. Which, with a full party, generally speaking, you can.
And
Ooh.
oh,
Yeah,
Leviathan got tired of being the king.
yeah, and decided wanted to take a try at being the queen, and instead we have a wall as king. Not sure if that's an upgrade or a downgrade having a wall there, but you know what? I have no complaints other than the fact I don't like evil wall. But
Yeah, Evil Wall, not a fun boss.
no, no, that's one of those bosses that gets real rude. But yes, it is Leviathan in the Ashura spot, which is excellent. Yeah, hopefully our runners will not have to do Evil Wall in that spot. So hopefully they can get access to some of the other spots first, and that can be the one maybe they skip. But we'll see. Again, there's some rude spots they have there anyways. So do we have the nope noodle and the nope rope?
They already. It's the danger noodle.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna be like, I thought the nope rope was Ogo. So okay, and danger noodle is Levy. I got you. I love it. Elixirs, totally useful, and not at all useful because they're too expensive. But in a run where you can dupe money, you'd buy a stack of those.
Can't even rely on. Oh, Dwarf's a controller.
Yep. Those are important.
Are we talking like video game controller?
I think that dwarf can be whatever controller they want. I think the bigger question is, if they are a video game controller, which video game console?
Well, obviously, Super Famicom or SNES.
Yeah, that does seem legit. No, they're gonna break ranks, and they're the Wonder Swan color version. Elixirs are just nice altogether. Elixirs are nice.
Elixir is your RPG staple.
Yep.
Slippery went to get the heal pot and is making his way up through the basement.
Interesting.
It's not a strategy you see often.
No, it definitely isn't. And yeah, it looks like checking Dwarf out before Sheila 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to loot in Dwarf, so we don't know whether Slippery is going to do all of Dwarf, though if you're here, might as well, but definitely interesting.
He is going to have to go all the way back through that passage to get back to the Enterprise, though.
Yep. Unless you had an exit item, but can you exit out of the Dwarf Castle? I think you can.
I'm not sure.
Wow, black armor.
You can warp, but
yep,
because that's a glitch flag that's turned on in this stage, which I believe after this stage, no more warp glitch.
Yeah, oh, that seems possible. And look, exits are right there. But yeah, if Porum does have exit already, then yes, that would definitely make that very doable.
We got Cassidy hanging out in the Fey March.
Cool place to be.
Indeed, Slippery just takes the exit.
Yep. Did some looting. Leaving. Interesting. Going to do probably check the treasury with since he has the Earth Crystal, is my guess.
Maybe so, although you would probably want to go do the free pan checks and then come back and you could do the treasury and Tower of Zot all in one go.
Yeah, that would also be my thought, but could just be putting it off until later. Some runners do that. We'll just have to hope it pays off for him. Nice loot in that treasury, though, I gotta say.
Some nice weapons for our ninja.
Yep, and getting some back row glitching in there. Very nice.
So, we like to play a game called Rate That Treasury. So, out of 10, what would you give that treasury?
11.
I give it a pretty solid 8.
That's fair. Actually, you know what? There's no adamant armor, so it gets like a 1. No, adamant armors are turned off. I'm just very pro adamant armors. But they are far too powerful to allow racers to truly show their skills. They make things easy, a lot easier. So for tournaments, we tend to turn off those adamant armors. I still like them though and miss them.
Yeah.
I'll see you again one day, adamant armors. One day.
Well, and you've also got the glitch where you can't really unequip it once you've equipped it.
I was gonna say, why would you want to? But I've been in many scenarios where I have wanted to. I have gone through half of a seed with an adamant armor in my inventory and not equipping it. So I was waiting for someone else to show up.
Yeah.
So that definitely happens.
It's like I have to save this for
a rainy day. Welcome, Dusty and friends who are raiding. We are currently climbing up Mount Zot and lamenting our lack of adamant armors. F's in chat for our poor adamant armors.
ripping pepperonis adamant armor.
Yep. I find it interesting, a slippery strategy with all the looting. It's really good because, you know, you get a lot of excellent things because this is wildish. So if the chest is there and sealed, 60% are empty, then you have a pretty good chance of getting something good. But on the other hand, it is time consuming. So it's that really special balance of, are you getting enough good items to make up for the time loss? And
exactly.
I have a funny feeling, again, seeing that 2-0 record, that so far so good for Slippery. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it works out against another 2-0 opponent. I love seeing different methods like this. It's like, I wouldn't do it, but I love seeing someone else do it because chances are it's really good because I'm not good at routing.
Slippery up against Valvalis here.
Stuck in being the back of the tower. Hates being back of the tower and said, no, I'm guarding the door this time. She's doing a great job. Ooh, Darkness Crystal. That is that is a key item.
And a crystal
sword. Oh my god.
That's why you don't fade those freebies.
Never fade. A, freebies. B, Sheila. Sheila has always got the goods, friends. Sheila. Crystal sword's not required, but if you never, it's so rare to actually get a crystal sword when you have Cecil in your party. So that is excellent, and Darkness Crystal's required. That is wow. So I really hope there's something good in Zot, because if I were Cassidy now, I would hard fade Zot.
Yeah, the Cassidy, he went and got his freebies. He was rewarded.
And yes, I am incredibly serious about Darkness Crystal and Crystal Sword at Sheila. Like, and yes, let's be clear, there is a lot of race left. These are all hard objectives that they have to do, or some searching they have to do. So this could really pay off for Slippery if it turns out, you know, this helps get the Legend Sword and the Adamant, because that is a much easier objective to complete, especially where they already have underground access, than defeating any of those boss spots. So this could end up being good. But again, it's too early to tell, but right now Cassidy's got a bit of a lead with that find.
Yeah, Cassidy is in go mode, but that doesn't mean he's going to be done with this seed anytime soon. Because he still doesn't have any objectives complete.
No, well, neither of them do, to be fair to the other.
Right.
But again, root objectives. Oh, going underground. Ah, so we're going to check Dwarf first.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
and again,
Valvalis down.
Yeah, and checking some of these spots and fighting either for gear or, checking the spots if they're a good experience spot kind of does double duty because it helps you look for key items and it helps level up your party a bit so you can get ready for some of those tougher fights. But nope, just checking the item shop, which fair.
Yeah, got some cabins out of it.
Mhm. And resting's important. Ooh, are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna do. This is interesting.
Keyless Tower.
Oh, fascinating. Good news, everybody! We found Tella. We found Tella, everyone. That's not good news.
Oh, you know what? Cassie's going in to steal some sirens, I bet.
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot that was a thing you could. Ooh, and Sid. Probably gonna turn both of those down. It's my guess.
Yeah. Right now, I think Slippery's got a party pretty well on lock. Oh. No, actually, he's getting
Ooh.
rid of one of the forums.
Yeah, and to Tella's credit, after you've done Manor deals, he does have the weak spell, which makes a grind very possible.
Yeah, definitely not a bad choice to... You don't... At past a certain point, 2 forums not really gonna do much.
Yeah. Porum's not even the best healer or even close to the best healer. And again, after you get past the beginning and get any amount of gear, Twin Cast just isn't usable anymore. It's just not helpful. So, yeah, I gotta say, I agree with this call.
Well, and Slippery fighting a Bahamut. Getting closer to that countdown.
No.
Oh, but not gonna get all the way to the end.
Nope. Meanwhile, Cassidy is failing to sneak. Ooh, and just as I say it, a commentator cursed him into getting a siren. How dare I? I'm a
How
monster.
dare.
How dare.
Ban Natara.
No. Hashtag blame Natar. Wow. As soon as I say it, we start getting all of them. So I'm assuming Cry lowers whatever stat helps you to steal.
You know, I forget because no one ever uses Cry.
It does. Okay, someone has said that. I was just like, cry increases the chance to steal. I have learned something today, my friends. I have been speedrunning Final Fantasy IV for over 4 years. Oh, and the Legend Sword.
Yeah, depending on where
Oh,
that adamant rock is.
interesting.
Yeah, if you happen to get the adamant rock on the way to completing some other objectives.
That is nice. Also, does Cry do anything else? Because that's a very, very good point that you never have Porm and Edge together in a party in vanilla. Okay, gotcha. Apparently, according to Possum Morpheus, Cry was supposed to reduce enemy magic defense. Unfortunately, because hashtag FF4 things, it makes sneaking easier, which hashtag FF4 things.
Yeah, this game, and let's be real, pretty much any like 8 or 16-bit RPG is held together with duct tape.
Mm-hmm. They did such a good job making these games with what they had back then. Like, they are amazing. But it also means, especially where making games like this was still so new then, even back in the mid 90s. There were just so many things they didn't consider, and gamers either found them out by accident or got playing around and started looking at code and just thought of things that the programmer just had no reason to think of. And we have sold our crystal sword.
Well,
It wouldn't be me, but again, I'm not competing in this tournament and would not be this far even if I was. So it is worth a lot of money. So likely it
yeah,
is the best thing Cassidy could do with it. My
and
soul is just crying.
he doesn't have a Cecil.
Oh, well, oh yeah, well, if he ditched Cecil, never mind, even more so.
You know,
Because you
this is
can't.
two nights in a row I have seen someone sell the crystal sword.
My heart's breaking. F's in chat for the crystal sword.
Slippery side, finding the two guards.
Vanguard.
This doesn't have a mute bell.
Yeah, these guards, again, you can do status ailments on them, which can be helpful, but as you're seeing, they love to use status ailments on you, and it can make this fight incredibly difficult because of that.
Coffins and tents for sale on the moon.
Yeah, which is nice. Like, I never care too much about the tents, but those coffins are nice. They're an instant death item, so they can be really good when you're leveling up.
But yeah, speaking of all the coding and stuff, you know, this game came out in 1991 in Japan.
Yep.
Like, it is an early SNES game. Oh,
No, Mega Man, come back! Like Golbez. That's our second vanilla.
hey Golbez.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it was going to be an NES game, Scholar brings up. Our second Punch Mage!
I didn't know it was gonna be for NES.
Yeah, I had heard that before, but I tend to forget it.
You know, I guess it is pretty common for a game to start production on one console and then a new console starts to come out and then you just kind of move it over.
Yeah, and that happens fairly frequently. And also, I never considered the fact that tents don't life your characters who are dead. I'd always be like, that's bad because they don't. But you're right. But Xenocat pointing our tracker for tonight pointing out in chat that that's a really good thing if you're using someone as an agility anchor, because you can use a tent to do some curing and it won't bring your agility anchor back.
Yep.
Super helpful. Listen, I'm learning so much just by commentating. This is great.
So, Slippery had one of his characters still sized down, which that status effect actually takes priority over the hold status effect that Golbez can use. So he was able to put up a Star Veil while Golbez was still, you know, being Golbez.
Yeah, and the thing about Golbez is he will only use magic. So if you have a Star Veil or a wall up, that is so useful because you will bounce back every attack Golbez does. However, you cannot kill Golbez with bounce back spells of his. So you will eventually have to hit him. But it does mean that as long as Slippery can keep this wall up, there's no danger from Golbez.
Cassidy doing a Warlock grind on the moon.
Ooh, interesting.
Using those sirens that he stole.
No, what I mean by that is, yes, he will do 9999 lit 3s on himself, but that won't kill him. It will not trigger the fight to end. It must be an attack from one of your player characters. So you can make Golbez do all the damage himself, and then you do 1 damage to him, and he goes, How? How did you kill me? So, yeah. So, interesting fact there.
And so that hand always appears in the randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's Golbez's hand initially, because that's what it is in vanilla.
Yeah, and and there's the adamant.
There's the adamant.
There you go. What could have been a time waste ended up working out really well for Slippery, because that is one of our objectives as soon as he can turn that in, which is immediately after leaving here. And the Sand Ruby, which is sadly not helpful other than being another key item.
Well, depending on who is in the bed, he could grab himself an anchor.
Yeah, that's very true as well. Oh, this has gotten super interesting.
So this means that Slippery can actually fade one of the boss objectives.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is very interesting. Yeah, and as Chad is pointing out, multiple people have pointed out that if and when Slippery finally turns in that pen and goes to see Sheila, uh, that that darkness crystal will be the 10th key item, and we'll also get a crystal sword for the Cecil he still has. So his grind will be a lot faster.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Excalibur,
Yep, for now he has an Excal.
which is still nothing to sneeze at. Like that is quite good. Wow.
Ooh.
That shop is good. My goodness. There's no matter what your shop randomization settings are, that shop only gets unlocked when you forge the crystal, but it ignores whatever rules there are for your shops. It will have generally speaking good items, but I believe it can have anything. So if you have to go and if you go and forge the sword anyways, always check that shop, because sometimes you can find something amazing other than adamants. If the no adamant flag is on, there still will be no adamant. I don't know if adamants can be in this shop anymore.
In general, or
Well, I mean, under any of the flag sets, because I know previously the equivalent to Wild, when it was there, you could get adamant armors in the shop if they weren't turned off, which at that point you couldn't. But then we did an item rebalance for different levels and things. So now I don't know if they can show up in the shop anymore if it's on. Okay. We think they can be.
all right, Slippery gonna get those pan checks.
Nice.
Probably gonna realize, oh, I should have done this earlier. Takes no time to swap out for that crystal.
Yep. We have found 3 Cecils so far, but I believe most of them have been dismissed.
Yeah, one was a starting partner.
So Cecil Minied is not going to do very good, even with a crystal sword. So, but that'll be easy enough to fix.
Yeah. Gonna go check the sand ruby, I imagine. Oh,
Oh wow, wow! This party though.
this party is jumping.
Yeah. See you later, Tella.
Yeah. Bye, Tella. So, yeah, this is shaping up to be a very melee-heavy party.
It really is. And if Bacchuses were found, I don't remember seeing them, but I don't believe they have been found in a shop.
Yeah, I don't think they've been spotted.
Knowing their luck, it is locked away in the ninja place, whose name I'm dropping completely. Hanging out with them. And Eblin Cave, that's it, which that's silly because none of them have the hook. So without our lovely push B to jump, which is not on, they cannot access.
Yup.
And at this point, honestly, with the characters they have and the items they have, I wouldn't check it even if they did get the hook. That's just going to be a time loss at this point versus the extra bonus that you would get if they happen to be there.
Slippery either doing Keyless Tower or looking for Siren Grind.
Yeah, definitely good options. Well, with the multiple edges and with Porm there to increase the sneak chances, it's a really good strat.
Yep.
And especially since they're both doing it, it means neither is losing time versus the other on this strategy.
Yeah. Fortunately, he doesn't have Tella anymore to use Weak on it when he's done, but that's negligible.
Honestly, with Cecil equipped with the Crystal Sword, you'd just one-shot
Yeah.
those in most cases, if not all. I love this. Both of our racers being like, yep, need some levels. It'll be interesting to see whether Slippery goes for the same spot that Cassidy is, or whether Slippery has a different location in mind. Chad has mentioned eggs are going to be a really good spot, especially with the 10 key items. Because when you do get 10 key items, it doubles the amount of experience you get. So that raises the chances. There are also other good fights you can do on the moon, especially if you're going to the moon anyways. But if you're underground and thinking of doing that Ashura spot, might not be a bad idea to do the egg fight.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think the eggs with 10 key items get you 64,000 a pop.
Mm-hmm. We're not sad about that.
Yep. Definitely not a trivial number.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, and since this is vanilla agility, and he's got a Cecil, he also doesn't want to overshoot levels on the Cecil to mess up the agility too much.
Oh yeah, that would go very poorly.
Oh, Xenocat's saying that it's 68k for an egg, which I was close.
It's in the same range. Give her a fear take.
I was thinking more Nintendo 64, I guess. And Slippery is indeed going to do the eggs.
Yeah, the eggs are also much easier to kill and fight. Especially, they've only got it's somewhere between 16 and 1800 HP. So they're so easy to kill without being hit. If you have something with Dragon Elemental or the strong against dragons, that helps a lot. And they're quickly going to get the levels in all of the party to do a lot more damage. So you're basically one-shotting these eggs and getting a whole pile of experience. So while Cassidy is also getting a good amount of experience, it's taking him longer. But he's also been grinding for long. So
yeah, our two runners have gone in very divergent paths in this seed, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, you love to see it because you get to see the different thought patterns and just the different availabilities of options, and you kind of see where they're going with it because, again, they have different parties as well.
Well, and Slippery got snuck up on by an egg.
I still do not understand how you even do. Like, how can you be surprised by an egg? How? Just how?
I mean, I was surprised when I learned how much cholesterol they had.
Actually, you're better off eating a whole egg as is, because while it may have a lot of cholesterol, it also comes with what is needed to properly digest and process that fat. So eggs are good.
Huh. Fun.
There you
Fun
go.
facts.
Yeah.
You all learned something about health today. And
Welcome.
that is a good life lesson.
But I'll always listen to your doctor first.
Yeah. My doctor has never told me to eat an egg.
Well, there you go. So obviously your doctor knows best. Evil eggs. Destroy them.
They haven't told me not to eat eggs, though.
I can't eat eggs. They're all evil. Destroy them. Natara's egg bias becomes clear.
Your pro-octopus, anti-egg agenda has been clear for quite some time.
It has. It has. And I'm not sorry about that, either of those agendas.
This is the kind of conversation you get when both players are grinding and there's not much to say.
And when both Dijon and Natara are in commentary.
Yeah.
Though we do have Cassidy, looks like moving on from the grind, so it'll be interesting to see whether he checks out some of those other spots first, or whether he's going to go straight to that white spear altar.
Yeah.
If it were me, well, actually, it wouldn't matter if it were me, because I would make probably not a good choice, but I would think, especially where he just did that grinding, he is going to save and go straight to the white spear altar, and then do other spots if it's too hard.
Yeah, at the very least, peek to
know
if it's something to fade for the time being, or... Oh, going for the... Oh. Oh?
What?
I was confused. He went for the ribbon room.
I always go for the ribbon room. It's one boss for 2 checks.
Oh, we got a dark elf.
Best. Gotta love it.
Yeah, this very threatening trident does less than 100 damage.
Oh my gosh, less than 100? What are they gonna do? Drama! Yeah, no, the magic stat in this spot is incredibly low, and Dark Elf is another one of those high magic bosses, so it's not exactly something you have to worry about. Oh yeah, pour him in Berserk. That's a good plan.
Even in higher magic spots, that try attack doesn't really do a whole lot comparatively.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
it's funny because the scripted use of it completely wipes your party if they're not already weighed down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like Slippery is also done grinding and is gonna go back and try and fight Leviathan. So again, a divergence in what they're doing. This is exciting. I love it when the runners do totally different things.
Yeah, this is gonna be a real, interesting seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is where Dark Elf gets rude. The dragon form is it's not very nice.
Suddenly paled him.
Yeah. Suddenly pain. Oh, yeah, that dragon breath. Oh, good. Got the heals up in time. Except for Kane, but, Kane knows what it is.
Yeah. Kane and Yang can have a nap. They've
They've
here
earned
for a
it.
while.
They're working real hard. Kane at least is. Not sure if Yang is. Well, Yang is working hard as an anchor and doing just such a superb job. 10 out of 10 on his employee assessment form.
Oh, and that's a Dark Elf down.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wow!
Money, I guess?
Yeah, it's a silver apple. Yeah, it's money, or honestly, I'd give it to Porum, which is exactly what he did. Yeah, because it's free HP, and you have a character whose HP levels are critically bad. So, okay, interesting.
And Cassidy has
exited out.
But I believe he's on the board with an objective.
Oh, is that I never know which spot. Is that the White Spear Altar? I thought the one further down was. Maybe it is. I don't I always mix up which spots are which in the moon.
Yeah, I have trouble keeping them up, but I definitely feel like I saw an objective complete pop up.
Oh yeah, it's a good point. That would have come up. No, I did not mean Final Fantasy 14. I'm Googling. I'm literally Googling where you get it because... Hi, hello.
Slippery.
Not that I don't believe you, I just want to see.
Slippery standing up pretty well to the Leviathan, so probably gonna have this fight in the bag. Oh, and Cassidy gonna go check out Leviathan as well.
Ooh. Definitely smart, because again, it's another key item check.
Yeah, and Slippery is gonna get his second objective.
Oh yeah, that definitely is the White Lance spot. Plague is there, canonically.
White shirt, which, I mean, give
Good
that
for
to
Porum.
Porum.
Yeah, if you're keeping Porum anyways, any gear like that you can get to make her have more defense and such is really good.
Yeah, and of course they fixed the bug with black being better for white, white being better for black.
Oh, did they? That's sad. I mean, that's great.
So the white shirt will be good for her.
Absolutely. And Possum Morpheus, you can tell me again and again which should be which, and I will forget every time. I used to have a map which would tell me. I'd have to be like, this spot here, letter D on the map.
So I know which one's the ribbon because that one's 2 chests.
The 2 tests. Yeah, I got that one. Oh, this is exciting. If Cassidy can get this boss down, which at this point I have no doubt about, that's 2 objectives each. So it'll be interesting to see whether Cassidy goes a hunting or goes to the Baron Castle basement throne. And honestly, I think that's going to be the last objective for both of them. And then they both have the pass. So, oh, this is getting close, friends. I love it.
Yeah, Slippery checking that basement.
As you do.
Probably think it's gonna be better than the white spear altar.
Honestly, it probably will be. It has to be incredibly rude to not be a better choice, especially because of the time it takes to get to the white spear altar.
Yep. And since he's got the pass, if he does this, he never has to go through the cutscene of getting the whale.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess that's something.
Heh.
Sorry, not sorry.
I see what you did there.
Oh, it's one of the Mylons. Wow. What a fine Mylon. It's vanilla Mylon. How cute. Yeah, this is definitely a fight you don't want to dodge. This is nice to see.
Yeah. That's 3 gas already gone with 1 flare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the Odin spot cannot make Mylon that much of a threat.
Nope. Oh, well, this is excellent. So, if Cassidy also goes here, that is going to help a lot for Cassidy. But one thing we should note is the difference in party makeup and the fact that Slippery has actually been leveling up his Yang, while Cassidy is just using Yang as an anchor. So unless Cassidy has plans to slingshot Yang now, that means he has 1 party member less than Slippery does. So that could actually have a bearing on that Threemus fight.
You know, it's too bad for Slippery that this isn't Mylon Z, because that crystal sword would just...
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Mylon does not count as undead in this spot. I believe it's undead he doesn't count as. So you can still do damage, do fire damage and such, but that's it. Oh, look, a pink tail and no hook to take it with.
Yep.
They heard our cries for adamant armors and laughed at us. Because when the no adamants flag is on, you just get a really good piece of gear for turning in the pigtail.
Well, and that is objective number 3 for Slippery.
And that means
he's got a crystal.
Go mode, like full on go mode. It is Threemus time, so we like to play a little game here.
And his Porum learn white in that last fight, so I
Oh.
assume he's not gonna do any more grinding.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't. But yeah, so let's place bets. We're changing the game a little bit. We're gonna be place bets on what are the chances that this Ceromus is Ultros. Because for those who are unfamiliar, I always guess Ultros. Always. And it is never Ultros when I'm watching.
Big octopus.
Yeah. Wow, Scala with the math. That is still higher than 0, so I'm gonna take it.
Like, what, 1 in 450?
Yeah, it's 100% chance. Slipperymus
Oh.
would be a good alternative too.
Find a silk web. Found
That's
that
a
out.
nice find. One of the things you want to do with the Zeromus fight is if you attack within the first round and then with the correct timing on the rounds afterwards before the big bangs, you can actually change Zeromus's magic attack so those big bangs just don't do any damage or much less damage. And without a black mage, because you have to do it with spells, without a black mage that can be hard, but using a silk web not only counts for that but does actually help slow Zeromus down.
Alright, it's time to find out.
Okay,
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, who let the dogs out? And
I mean,
Our-
whose butt are we going to kick?
Ultros. Definitely Ultros. 100% it is Ultros. I live in hope.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna guess Max from Sam and Max. I don't even know if that's a sprite that's in here, but I'm guessing it.
I love those guesses. Come on, Ultros. It's gotta be Ultros. I live in hopes and dreams. That Ultros has gotten a makeover.
It's the Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts. That's a good alternative. I like it. One day.
And everybody knows the Queen of Hearts from the video game Kingdom Hearts.
Yep, that's definitely where I know her from. I hated Wonderland in Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, back to the fight. Oh, yeah. See, Porum is in a bit of danger here. She is our only healer, and she does not have enough HP, generally speaking, to survive most, if any, but the first Big Bang. So that could be a little dangerous. Also, Zeromus's nukes can actually be incredibly not powerful. Yeah, spoon time.
Yeah, Slippery's throwing everything he can. Through the spoon, he threw the X-Cal.
Yeah, definitely some good ways to get lots of damage here.
Porum did learn white, so could use that to try and nerf the big bangs.
Yeah. Could toss out another silk web if you want, but I think if you use the white to nerf, you get a different counter, which is a lot meaner than nuke.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I forget what it is. That one might be weak.
Could always just use the crystal to trigger a retaliation.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, did you know, folks, you could use the crystal again? Great. Yeah, it is weak. I thought it was weak. Yeah, and we don't like that. Nuke is way better than weak in most cases here. Plus, if you're lucky, you can bounce it back. But we are getting a fair amount of damage here, so if we can get enough damage quickly enough and can change the phases, we might be able to dodge most, if not all, of the remaining big bangs, and then, you know, Porum's gonna be fine anyways.
Yep. Can't die to Big Bang if there's no Big Bang.
Yeah, love it.
Doing the thing with, like, the guy doing the thinking.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I was picturing. Guy pointing to his head, being like,
Well, Cassidy has his crystal and is on his way to kick some butt.
So there is still a chance he can take this. It's not looking good for him right now, though, but let's be clear. This is still an incredibly close race and shows the skill of both of these racers, but that does not mean it's going to be enough for Cassidy to take it.
Yeah, like, real close match.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the hour 30 mark.
Yeah, and both of our runners are at Threemus, and there's not much of a chance that either will not complete this. Wow, that white shirt definitely doing work, keeping the form alive. That is impressive.
Porum survived that.
And with that Cure 4, yeah, this is... It's pretty close. Yeah, I feel like we're getting close to Rock's time.
Yeah.
Which we will hopefully see.
Yep,
yeah!
There's the Rock. So...
We'll have both runners fighting the queen at the same time, though. So again, still very close. We'll just watch Cassidy in the meantime. Oh, there we go.
There's a GG right there.
Congratulations. So we have Slippery, who is moving on to the table round, and Cassidy, who is going to have a rough time, which he is very obviously ready for in the magma path. So that is going to, and you know what? He might enjoy that, having all of those fun races with all of those really good opponents. Speaking of which, I believe we do have Slippery in here. GG's and congratulations.
Ahoy, thank you very much.
Yeah, how did you find that incredibly rude seed?
I didn't actually think it was all that rude.
Nice.
Apart from just sweating a little bit trying to find my work caster.
Yep, that's definitely a thing you want to find if you're gonna do Dwarf Castle. But yeah, definitely made good use.
Everything else was pretty straightforward. Good weapons for Cecil came on a little bit later than I would have liked, but yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes, and I had double edges to make up for it.
Absolutely, and you were lucky. You still had Cecil. Your opponent, Cassidy, had actually dismissed Cecil and then got the crystal sword.
Yeah,
so that was some good money in his pocket.
He just sold it.
He just sold it.
Oh.
Which broke my heart a little, but it was great. Also, you were the only racer here who forged the legend sword. Cassidy went and fought all 3 of the other bosses.
Yeah, so I guess they skipped Zot. I think that's where legend sword one half of the Excalibur was. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you wouldn't know because you wouldn't have seen, but like we were worried at one point because Cassidy was looking very ahead with the bosses while you went to Zot. And then you got the legend sword, or was it the adamant? Yeah, it was the legend sword there. And we were like, okay, this just changed a lot. So that worked out really well for you. Congrats on that.
Because you faded those Sheila checks for a while. It was like the darkness crystal was there. And so we were like, we thought that, Cassidy was like, had the advantage because he could get to the moon. But then where you went, you found the legend and the adamant, so it was like, oh, this got real.
Yeah, it really got very close.
Yeah, and it all basically, the decision making for that all came down to me just not feeling like walking down Sealed Cave.
Yeah, who wants to walk out Sealed Cave, like really?
And there were 2 character checks there. It's like, hopefully there's Iridia or Tella somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But thankfully it worked out. And yeah, like forgetting to check pan is actually like not entirely out of character for me either, because I think one of the recent seeds of the week, where it was K trap, I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to figure out, okay, did I miss a trap chest anywhere? And then I eventually, after like 5 or 6 minutes, opened up my inventory and saw I still had the pan.
Oh no.
So that cost me about 5 or 6 places on the leaderboard.
Yeah, yeah, that would definitely do it, and hopefully it'll make you less likely to forget it later, but maybe not. Oh, well, good. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about or mention about that seed?
Not really. I thought it was pretty straightforward. The lack of sirens was a little worrying, but 2 edges, of course, makes that pretty easy to come back from.
Absolutely. And how do you feel about now being ready to go up to the table round?
Pretty good. I mean, having being able to go straight there instead of having to fight for my place in it gives me a little more time to practice and a little more time to rest up and play some other games.
Yeah, that's definitely important. The burnout is real, so doing what you can to avoid that should hopefully really help.
Yep, here's hoping.
Great.
Well, thanks once again to you guys on the commentary booth and the restream folks.
Yeah, and thank you for running, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, GG's.
See you later.
Goodbye. So, let's see. So, Cassidy did end up having to reset out of that fight. Looked like it wasn't going too well again. With that, with not having all 5 party members makes that a little bit more of a struggle. So, but looks hopefully to be going better this time. I say as half the party dies. Ooh. Might be 1 or 2 levels too short for this.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. Hopefully he can pull it off this time.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's nothing like, I don't know about anyone else, but I find it so frustrating when I'm trying to defeat Threemus and it's just not happening and I know I have to go and level up some more, but I just don't want to. That, like, for me, there's nothing worse. Okay, let's see. Hopefully 3rd time's the charm here. Okay, folks, let's see if maybe this time it's Ultros.
It can change mid-seed, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on a sec. This is still the same seed?
You gotta get the frame perfect.
Yeah. I was just gonna blame 2020.
I mean, this has been a pretty fast seed.
It
so.
really has. This is just incredible.
Much more enjoyable seed than 2020.
I missed what the song was. I see that it's up there, but I missed what the actual song was, so I can't actually. But that's cool. Whatever song it is. Oh, Dr. Mario by Hirokazu Tanaka. Love it. Okay. 3rd time's the charm for Threemus and Ultros.
Immediately gotta throw the spoon.
Yeah, do it. I love the spoon. It's so good.
What you have to remember is there is no spoon.
Okay, listen. My brain cannot handle this, Dijon. You're too powerful. Also, I really want there to be a spoon. It would be real bad if there's no spoon. Also, we apologize for the delays. We're trying to get stream working, but some days Twitch is just gonna Twitch.
Twitch gonna Twitch.
Yep.
I choose to blame GDQ for taking up all the Twitches.
So you know what? It was funny. I was just thinking about saying the same thing. Yeah, that means, hey, if we both thought it, it means it's GDQ's fault. Speaking of which, support charity, GDQ, go check it out.
But after the race.
But after the race, yes. Listen, free enterprise before GDQ. Those are the rules, and I don't make them. Why did you nuke our white mage? That's rude. Oh,
Wow.
followed by a oh, that's some rudeness. Hold on a sec. Free enterprise was in GDQ? Sorry. They say after having been there.
Did they have ultras?
No. Scala, why didn't no? We had the animals. Scala custom made for I think it was 4 different seeds and or Zeroma sprites, and the one that won the bid war was the animals from Metroid that you save or kill, and they were getting their revenge. And it was a custom made sprite, and if you have not seen it, it was excellent, and it's still in the pool, so you may yet see it. I think it was on the race I restreamed last 2 weeks ago on Wednesday.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's super good. Just like these runners.
Oh!
Whoa, yeah, got him.
And just not like Twitch right now.
No.
Twitch is... This is what happens when you change it from Twitch Prime to Prime Gaming.
I'm like just on the edge of my seat for this, but like every time, it kind of updates, it's like, how we doing? Is it okay?
I, for one, think it was a bold, creative decision to have this tournament take place entirely in Microsoft PowerPoint.
I do too, but you know what? Sometimes we just gotta show people the power that makes the point.
Mm-hmm.
And it sure is making a point, right?
Yeah. Sure is curing 4.
It's funny with the I just see a Frozen with a 71 damage on Edge, and I'm like, he can get Doom in here? Oh, and then he's dead. Maybe that joke wasn't so good. Also enjoy my typing, which I'm sure you all just heard, because I just realized it was really loud. I am so impressed with how well Cassidy is hanging on here. Oh my god.
It's like refreshing the page to see an update.
Yeah.
just keep refreshing. But we're 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 joking about it, but big shout outs to our runners and our restreamer and our tracker.
Yeah, all doing a lot of work. That takes a lot to put these races together, both for the runners because they do a lot of prep and practice for these, and for the teams to get it together, and for our lovely partner Randomania, who very generously donates the use of their channels to us for events such as this. So we're always super happy to work with them.
And sometimes things just happen out of your control.
Oh, absolutely. And it just happens, technical issues, especially with restreaming and with big events like GDQ happening this week. Sometimes it's just going to happen.
So I wonder where this sprite is from. My guess would be
Chain of
maybe.
Memories.
Yeah, that was gonna be my guess. Chain of Memories for the GBA.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is my guess, but Skull is the one who has done, I think at this point, 90% of the Zeroma sprites. So she would be the one to tell us for sure.
She says it's an ingest server issue, so I didn't know the Queen of Hearts was there.
Yeah, but you know what? That's probably why it's clogged up. Thanks for nothing, Queen of Hearts. Hi, we're your commentators. We're here for the rest of the match. You're welcome.
Who likes witty banter? Because we got plenty.
So much witty banter.
Pew 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 pew.
So you say meow? That just means
that was a rap horn.
Oh, that's fair. I'm still using it as an excuse to use my bongo cat because it's the best emote. Fight me. Everyone, post your favorite non-objectionable emotes in chat now to celebrate this great runner and our poor struggling stream. Xenocat coming in strong with an actual free enterprise emote. Dijon. Whoa. Beating us all with a fabulous emote. From our own channel. Wow, that's a lot of cool emotes.
One of those emotes is a toga kiss.
That is, oh, that's what that Pokemon is. I just see the frog and it's staring into my soul, and I'm okay with this. Oh, it stopped on the yellow of the Big Bang. I love it. Ooh, got the nuke on that one. Love it. And sorry, the nerf on that one, so it wasn't as powerful.
Nice.
Okay, friends, since we are having so many stream issues, we have decided to cut here. We can tell you that unfortunately Cassidy does forfeit So definitely give him our support in the magma stage where he is for sure going to rock it. So thank you all for coming out. We are going to be going to Randomania 3, where there is an in progress race happening right now with more of our Free Enterprise lovelies. So definitely go and check them out. Dijon, anything else you want to say to sign us out?
Um, don't trust big octopus.
And by that, she meant trust Big Octopus. They're your friend.
That's the opposite of what I said.
Yes, exactly. Trust octopuses. We love you. Bye.